everyone. My name is Tasya Putri Hidrani.
My name is Dias Afsalia Putri. We are at Ismail Marzuki Library
To work on a writing project for our final exam.
Title is
Intrapersonal Intelligence.
Today, my friend and I are spending time together at the library. We decided to search for books that will be suitable for us to read and learn from.
As we entered the library, we began browsing through the various sections, exploring shelves filled with countless books.
Later, after I found the books that seemed interesting, I walked over to my friend. She was deeply focused on studying compound complex sentence. So, I quietly greeted her, sat beside her, and began reading my book. She worked hard to understand the material, trying to read example and take notes. Meanwhile, I enjoy my time reading. Suddenly, she looked confused and frustrated. She was struggling to understand that material.
I'm really confused, so I asked my friends to explain this material.
I explained that a compound complex sentence has two independent clauses and one dependent clause, joined by coordinating conjunction like and, but, and or. I also gave her a few examples to make it easier for her.
After listening carefully, I nodded and smiled. I felt a sense of relief.
After spending some time studying together, I needed to leave the library. I said goodbye and headed off to continue my learning journey elsewhere.
Later, I reflected on my struggles and decided to write a letter to myself. In that letter, I described my difficulties with compound complex sentences, how I had almost given up, and how I finally understood the concept with some help. It served as a reminder to stay determined and keep learning. Dear myself, I know I get really frustrated when trying to understand compound complex sentences. They can feel very confusing and it's hard to know where to start. One of the things I struggle with the structure. A compound complex sentence has multiple parts, two or more independent clauses, and at least one dependent clause. Sometimes, it's hard to tell which is the independent clause and which is the dependent clause. And all the conjunctions like and, but, because, or although make it even more confusing because they can connect things in different ways. To make this easier, I'm going to try a few strategies. I'm going to practice identifying just the clauses in a simple sentence before I work on a full compound complex sentence. I'm going to ask a friend for help because they might explain it in a way that makes more sense, or we can practice together. I'm going to use examples and practice online. Maybe saying more examples will help me recognize the pattern. It's okay if it takes a while. I just need to keep trying, believe in myself, and I know I will figure it out. With love and determination, me.
And that's how learning together can make even the hardest challenges easier to overcome. Thank you and see you!